Guten Tag, Classe. As you know, I am not here today, so this video is to tell you what your assignments are. Now, the first thing you're going to do is the Chapter 7 reading assessment. So you should be getting this paper. It says, read the letter that Monica has written to Katya on this page. The thing in the box is the letter that Monica has written to Katya. So it's to Katya from Monica. And then there are two other segments called Landeskunde, which basically means culture, that are on the back of this. And then you're going to answer questions about them. So if you want to highlight or circle or underline any information as you read it that you think is important or you need to come back to, feel free to do that. So you're going to answer the questions 1 through 5 in English. Make sure to look at this, English, and questions 6 through 15 in German sentences. So that means English sentences and German sentences. So basically the questions about this letter are to be answered in English. Notice that there is a little vocabulary box on the bottom of this page. Es freut mich means I'm happy. Das, D-A-S-S, not just one S, but with two S's, means that. There's a typo there. It means that. Meine Pläne, my plans. Grillfest is a barbecue. So if there are other words you don't know, this is what you're going to do. You're going to try to figure them out from context. And number 2, you're probably going to figure that they're not that important to the actual questions you get asked, that you don't need them specifically. Okay, here are the 5 questions you're going to answer. Why is Monica writing to Katya? What I mean by that is, what's the purpose of the letter? What's going on? What is the main reason that she's writing? Make sure you explain it. Notice I've got 3 lines. You don't have to use them all, but obviously I didn't expect you to just use one. 2, when is Katya visiting Monica? What's the time frame? When's she coming? When's she leaving? How many days is that? That's what I'm saying. Number 3, what is something that Monica suggests that they do on Sunday? If there's more than one, you only need to give one answer, but make sure you get the correct time or day. 4 and 5 are true or false. 4, Monica's dad wants to do a barbecue on Friday night, so make sure you look at all parts of the question. Are they all correct? If part of it is false, it's false. 5, the girls will go to the movies with friends. Again, if part of it is false, you mark false. If all the parts of it are true, then you're going to mark true. Okay, this is the Landeskunde section. I think it used to be titled that. Apparently it's not anymore. So this is the second part. You're going to answer questions about this in German. The question they asked these students was, Was machst du in deiner Freizeit? And they all have some kind of an answer. So look at the bottom. You see several words, about 9 words that are translated. If you look at them on the top, I'm not sure if you can see my arrow or not, but for example, Michael, who is from Hamburg, says, Ich mag also am liebsten, and there's an asterisk by it. So you know, oh, that means she's going to tell me what it means. You go to the bottom of the page. Am liebsten means like best of all. So make sure you use those vocabulary words. Again, words you don't know, you're going to try to figure out from context. And if you can't, you could probably assume they're not going to be the most relevant words to answering your questions. Okay, here are the questions for that section. For Was machst du in deiner Freizeit? Notice it says answer these questions in German sentences. Was macht Sandra gern? So find Sandra, find an answer to that. There may be more than one appropriate answer. As long as you use one of them in a German sentence, that's fine. So look for how many things I asked for. Was für ein Instrument spielt Annika? Was für ein means what kind of a. We've seen it before, but it's never been real vocabulary. So what kind of a? Was macht Karsten gern? 2 Sachen means 2 things. So I'm telling you, I want you to tell me 2 things about Karsten that answer that question. Wer spielt Volleyball gern? Make sure you know what wer means. 10. Was macht Christina gern? Again, 2 Sachen, 2 things about Christina that answer that question. 11. Wer fährt gern Fahrrad? So make sure you know what wer is. Look at the question word poster on the side of the room if you need to. Mention all that apply. So if more than one person fits that, mention them all. And the last one, Ziet Bjorn gern videos? What kind of a question is that? What's your first word going to be? Bjorn is a name. So look for Bjorn on the other page and read about him. That's a boy's name. When you are finished, turn it in. Now, if you would like, you can tear off the second page so you can flip back and forth and read it better. I only need the second page with your name on it and all the answers. The reading page can be recycled. It doesn't matter. I don't really need it. If it's stapled together, that's fine, but make sure your name is on whatever you turn in. Now, when you finish this and turn it in, you are going to get 3 worksheets. I am not positive whether you can finish them all or not, but you get to try to finish them all. So here's the first one. Oops. Okay, the first one is wir to ear and ich to do. We talked about this one day in class. So basically, it's just using we and you all, I and you singular. So look at 2 lots of questions. Just write the correct form of the verb. The verb's in parentheses. What's the subject? Use the form of the verb that's correct. Number 3, the third one. Form the verb. It's kind of the same thing. Look at the verb in parentheses. Put it in the blank with the correct verb ending. 4, write sentences. So take those parts and write a sentence. You're going to have to conjugate the verb. Look at the example. Am Montag / Fußball / wir / spielen. So am Montag spielen wir Fußball. So you've got to start with the time phrase. You've got to put the verb second, and you've got to conjugate the verb. So use the example they have and whatever you're given and write your sentences in the correct order. Okay, the next one is 7-7, and this is a lot of vocabulary. On the top, these are activities you do zu Hause. Hopefully you remember zu Hause is at home. So take those activities in the word bank, the ones you do zu Hause, write them in those next to those dashes. And the other one, draußen, means outside. Which ones would you do outside? Just use your common sense. Put 4 of them in zu Hause, 4 of them in draußen, the ones that make the most sense. Okay, 7. Ich habe leider keine Zeit. I don't have any time. Which verb is correct? They didn't put the right verbs with the right subjects. So make the corrections. All will need a change of the verb. The first one says Tennis reparieren. Well, that doesn't make sense. You would say Tennis spielen. So you're probably going to use reparieren with another one of the nouns that are listed. Okay, and 10 is das Hobby statistic. Okay, so here you have to form the sentences, conjugate the verb, put it in the second position. They've given you the word you need to start with. It might be the time, it might be the subject, but whatever it is, that verb comes second and it gets conjugated. And the last one are commands. So first you need to know that in every picture, in every number, that third picture is somebody commanding them. So that little person is like pointing and saying, do this. So don't worry about that. It's just saying this is a command. So really on number 1, you've got do and you've got riding. So you want to tell one person, ride. Number 2, you've got do and you've got, I think that's repairing something. So you're going to tell them repair. On the third one though, you've got ear. And I can't quite tell what they're doing. I think they're cleaning the room. So you're going to say clean the room, but now you're talking to 2 people. So use your book, use the rules, and write out the correct commands. You are going to do your reading, and you're going to do these 3 worksheets. This one has 2 sides. However, if you get the first side done and class is over, I am not going to make the back side homework. So do the first side and we'll see how that goes. I'm thinking the reading assessment and these 3 worksheets, the front side of this only, is probably enough for you to do. So you're going to do the reading assessment. You're going to do as much of these 3 worksheets as you can. And then I will tell you the next day, tomorrow, whether you have to do any more, see how much you got done. So if you want to finish them at home, you can. I don't know how much I will have you finish. So if you do that, I might actually say you don't have to do all of it. It depends. So do as much as you can, and I will see you tomorrow. Tschüss.